State of Ohio versus Michael McKee is 26 CR 253. There are 5 counts. 4 counts of aggravated murder, unclassified felonies, and 1 count of aggravated burglary, felony 1. Each of these counts come with a 3 and a 6-year firearm specification.
Brand new details tonight relative to the murders of Spencer and Monique Tepe in Columbus, Ohio. Couple was married for 5 years, 2 young children in the house in the middle of the night. Her ex-husband is the one who has been charged. Michael McKee, Dr. Michael McKee, believe it or not, vascular surgeon Michael McKee. This is from the Columbus Dispatch, who's doing great work on this case, by the way. Michael McKee, court documents say he stalked Monique before killing the couple. According to court records, they say, video showed McKee going into the area of the Tepe home on December 6th. This is weeks before. And then showed him leaving a few hours later. The affidavit described the area McKee entered as the curtilage, which is legally considered part of the house, but typically thought of as the yard, outdoor buildings, porches, other similar areas. And you know in that house they've got the front, but they have that very unique backyard as well, where they have a garage, sort of a courtyard, and then the house. Okay, the Columbus Dispatch also reporting Michael McKee, the Tepes were at the Big Ten championship football game that night. That's in Indiana, the court records say. Monique left the game at halftime to return to the hotel, and court records say Spencer told friends that Monique was upset about something involving her ex-husband. She was upset about something involving her ex-husband on December the 6th, on the same day where he's on video walking around the curtilage of the property. Probably captured on her video. I wonder if she's seeing the video. Let's bring back in our think tank Bob Bianchi, Rick King, Dr. Sue Kornbluth. Rick, this is very enlightening to me. First of all, so this wasn't like all of a sudden goes to the planning, the plotting. First of all, what the heck is he doing there for a few hours on December 6th?
I mean, you have to imagine if they got him on the curtilage, what that tells me is that he was on the outside of the property somewhere and they saw him, you know, coming onto the property into the yard or the backyard or someplace like that. And probably during that 2-hour time frame that they lose him, he probably, I'm imagining, of course, I don't know any of this, but I'm imagining that he was probably planning some way to get in at that point. Because if you're there for 2 hours and you're within the curtilage, within the, the circumference of the house, you're doing something. And maybe he was trying to foster or plan his way in to the residence.
Yeah, we're looking at this, right? This is that courtyard I was telling you about. That's the garage. On the other side of the garage is that alleyway that he was caught walking down allegedly on the morning of the murders. So the curtilage could be all of this area. What is he doing there, Dr. Sue?
Oh, I think he's casing out the place and planning on how to enter this home and planning what he's going to do and in terms of, what happened and that he was so enraged. There's a history of him being enraged. There was a report, I believe, that he had attacked her at one point or forced her to have sex or something like that in an article that I read. But we talked about this, I believe, last week. And I said, you're going to find that there's something with them that was going on and that he probably was obsessed with her. I still believe that. And wanted to get rid of both of them.
Bob, you think there's any chance, because we know this home has the punch keys. I'm wondering, like you go online, you can get these little cameras you can stick anywhere and pick up a signal remotely. I mean, it's not that complicated these days. Do you think that was part of this mission, to figure out what the code was so he could come back and get into that house when they were actually home? And how on earth did he know that they were at the Big Ten championship game?
Great points, Vinny. I mean, certainly those things that you're bringing up right now would be part of my investigation. We just don't know that data now, but what we do know is that clearly this was a premeditated attempt of lots of surveillance. I mean, this is not unusual that we see in our prosecutor world. We would always say today's domestic violence and domestic abuse is tomorrow's homicide case. We see lots of people that just can't let go, and they engage in all sorts of surveillance, electronic surveillance. They're putting tracking devices on vehicles and on individuals. And it sounds like this guy is meeting that description exactly. Just a guy that just lost his mind, arrogant, doesn't care, throwing his life away, and he can't have her, and no one's going to have her. And even if he's going to throw his own life away in jail for the rest of his life, that's what he's going to do. Unfortunately, for those who are out there, this is not an uncommon guy. There's a lot of people out there like this.
Yeah. We've got more. This is what Dr. Sue was talking about. Friends of the Teppes told investigators after the couple's death that Monique had told them McKee had been abusive toward her when they were married and had threatened her both during their marriage and after it. At least one witness told investigators that McKee had forced unwanted sex and strangled Monique. According to court records, McKee also made comments about, quote, he could kill her at any time, court records say, and that he would find her and buy the house right next to her, that she will always be his wife. This answers a ton of questions, Rick King, but she couldn't protect herself. She couldn't protect herself. This is like 10 years after the marriage.
Right, and you know, Vinny, when you're looking at this case, there was a restraining order, but it wasn't the kind that we normally associate with. This restraining order was done in the beginning of the divorce to prevent each party from going into the bank account and dissipating funds. But what she needed, and I don't know that it would have actually worked, but at least it would be something. She needed a restraining order to keep him away from her, something to try at least give the police some sort of leverage if he's in the area to make an arrest, if he is doing these type of harmful things to her.